Hi, everybody. Welcome to the T-Zone webinar. My name is Andrew, and I'm with Carrot by Lollicup. And I've been with the company for about 6 years, and uh, my favorite boba is tiny boba. So briefly, we're going to be talking about a brief history about the T-Zone. We're going to go into the basic intro of some of our T-Zone product lines. And we're going to watch a short video on how to prepare the boba. After that, we're going to go through some of the tips and tricks and how to open. We're going to open for questions at the very end. So Lollicup opened its first shop in San Gabriel, California, over 20 years ago. And through the owner's personal experience with unreliable vendors and products, they decided to go into this business themselves and source the different types of products that they would actually sell in their own stores. And so with the focus on quality and consistency, the T-Zone brand was created the very next year. T-Zone rapidly became a leading supplier in the food service industry, and T-Zone is well known for its tapioca pearls and fruit juice filled popping pearls. That's one of our most popular product lines. Now let's take a brief look into the full product line that we have to offer here. Let's start with tapioca pearls, or boba, basically our specialty here. Tapioca pearls are basically a small, round, edible ball made from cassava root, which is basically a starch, and those are the most popular add-ons for our tea drinks. You'll see that many popular boba shops are actually using our very own T-Zone tapioca pearls. There's 5 types of bobas that we carry here. The first one being original style boba, which is A1000. It has a more firm texture and on the outside and chewy texture on the inside. After cooking, they have a glossy black color, which looks really good through a clear plastic cup. Our second type is the chewy boba, the A2000 boba. It's one of the more popular types of boba that we carry. It's more chewy on the inside and on the outside. The appearance is about the same as the original. And next we have my personal favorite, the tiny boba, the A1010, which is basically about a third of the size of regular boba. Basically, you get a full mouth of boba with every sip. Next, we have the white or clear boba, which is the A2060. These are colorless after you cook them and also have a chewy texture. These pearls are fun because you can soak them in colored syrups and simple food coloring to dye them and create your own creative, unique drinks. And lastly, our instant boba A3000 is similar to our original A1000 to A2000 boba, except that it just requires half of the cooking time with about 25 minutes to prepare everything from start to finish. Last year, we also launched the DIY boba milk tea kit, which also comes with 6 servings of everything that you need to prepare a quick milk tea with boba. And the boba is pre-cooked and just needs to be microwaved for 30 seconds to enjoy. This is an excellent source for home use or very small businesses looking to just test out our milk tea bobas without committing to the full. But what is T-Zone without the tea? Here we have a selection of 7 loose tea leaves that we carry. Green tea being the first is unoxidized tea, which basically just means it's not been baked in sunlight to oxidize and give it the color, the darker color, like similar to like black tea or oolong tea. This tea is a great base for our flavored syrups and powders. Premium jasmine green tea has a distinctive jasmine blossom aroma, and it's actually the most popular green tea in the bubble tea industry. Oolong tea is a semi-oxidized tea and has a traditional bitter flavor, while black tea is a fully oxidized and has a stronger flavor compared to green tea. Our unique vintage blend black tea has a special blend of cassia tora seeds, vanilla powder, and other spices to give it its own unique flavor. This tea has a full, strong flavor. Golden milk tea is the best base for making our milk tea boba drinks. This blend was specially created with milk teas in mind. And finally, we have the Thai tea. It's a mix of tea leaves and spices which gives it a strong flavor after brewing. It also produces a unique orange flavor that brightens when served with sugar and creamer, and you can even use condensed milk to sweeten it. Next up, we have T-zone concentrates, which are made from real fruit ingredients. You can see that the green mango actually has actual bits inside, and the pineapple has pulp inside. Concentrated fruit flavors can be used to create a brighter fruity flavor in your drinks or your desserts. Next up, we have the T-zone popping pearls, which are one of our highest demand products. Popping pearls are actually made from fruit flavored juice. The outer layer is inside a flavorless seaweed extract, so it doesn't affect the flavor that's inside. These pearls are a little smaller than the tapioca pearls, but they burst with fruitiness in your mouth when they're bitten. Each flavor comes in bold colors, which will help make your drink creations really stand out. We offer over 15 flavors, including passion fruit, kiwi, peach, and my personal favorite, strawberry. T-zone syrups make it super easy to create delicious fruit-flavored teas, smoothies, frozen yogurt, and even cocktails. We offer over 30 different flavors, including some of my personal favorites, red guava, passion fruit, lychee. And it's also really easy to mix flavors to create your own flavored blend. And my personal favorite is lychee or peach with yogurt. Jellies are another popular topping that people love to add in their drinks on top of boba. They are sweet and have a similar texture, similar to a firm jello. We have over 10 different flavors, and most of the popular flavors are assorted jelly, lychee coconut jelly, and my personal favorite is coffee jelly inside of vintage milk tea. Mochi, as you all probably know, is a popular Japanese rice cake dessert made from glutinous rice and has a chewy texture similar to boba. T-zone has mini boba in either original flavor or assorted fruit flavors, and these are really great on top of frozen yogurts. We also have canned toppings, which are pre-cooked foods that are ready to go right out of the can. We offer 4 flavors, and my favorite flavor is matcha latte smoothie with whipped cream and red beans. T-zone also has over 40 types of powders that can be used to craft amazing creamy beverages, desserts, and foods. Some of my favorites are taro, iced tea, almond, and honeydew. We also have a milk tea powder that makes making milk tea much more easy. All you have to do is add it together with milk, water, and you can make a complete drink without having to brew the whole tea. T-zone also offers meat marinade, frying powders, and seasonings for your food snacks to accompany your beverages. Our famous popcorn chicken is marinated with our blend of seasonings, fried with our seasoning frying powder, and flavored with our salt and pepper blend or our chili pepper seasoning. Our fruit purees are similar to our syrups, except that they also contain real fruit pulp. We currently only have 3 flavors, but they're really good. My favorites are sweet orange and passion fruit. And passion fruit actually has passion fruit seeds inside, just to let you guys know. And finally, sometimes you might want a sweet tea without having the fruit flavors, and this is why we offer liquid sweeteners like Longan honey and fructose. These can be added to hot or iced teas. One of my favorites is the wildflower honey and iced jasmine green tea. So that wraps up our product lines. If you guys have any questions, please save them until the end and I'll go ahead and try to answer them for you. Now let's take a look at a brief tutorial on how to prepare boba in your own barn shop. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. We're going to go through some tips and tricks. Instant boba is actually very much worth a premium price. It's a little bit more expensive than our A2000 or A1000, but like I said before, the cooking time is cut pretty much in half. And this means that you have a lot more time to enjoy your boba, take care of other stuff in your shops, and the texture is pretty much still the same as the original boba. One way that we like to keep our boba warm for some of our customers that like it that way is to store the boba at room temperature. The boba can be stored up to 4 hours at room temperature, or we can like to keep it warm in a food warmer steam table where you can microwave it. Some tricks. Watch your pot when you're cooking your boba. One of the worst things that can happen is for your boba to stick to the bottom of your pot. And for those of you who have already had this happen to you before, you know how long it takes to scrub all that stuff at the very end. Some tricks to, just in case that happens to you, or you haven't run into that issue before. Put a bit of dish soap over the stuck boba, add some baking soda over it, fill with hot water, and let it soak for up to 5 minutes. Use a scrubber to scrape off the remaining boba, but you guys want to remember that depending on the type of coating that you have on your pot, you're going to want to use the correct type of scrubber. You don't want to use a steel scrubber on a pot that has a non-stick coating, as you don't want to scrub off that Teflon. So if you do have something like that, you definitely want to use a soft blue scrubber on these surfaces. All right, and we're going to open the floor up to questions for any of you guys that might have some. So we have one question. How long does boba last? So like we were saying earlier, boba does last for about 4 hours at room temperature. After that, the consistency of it is going to start degrading, so you definitely want to change it out at that point. If you find yourself cooking too much boba, then you definitely want to cook them in smaller batches. We have another question. What's the difference between slush and smoothie? The difference between a slush and smoothie is basically the base of it. The base for a slush is going to be water base, and for a smoothie, it's going to be a milk base. So it's going to be a little more creamy. Another question that we have, how can you store the product? We like to store our products in airtight containers. And this kind of gives a longer shelf life. Where can I get T-zone supplies? You can get supplies from your sales or from CSR. We can definitely help you out with that. If you guys have any questions, reach out to us after. We have another question. Is cooking on a gas stove the same as cooking on an electric stove? And that really just depends on how strong your cooking equipment is. We typically cook with over a gas stove here, and that's just something that's simpler for us. But for those of you that might not be able to have gas lines in your shop or your facility, you can definitely use the electric stove. Just want to make sure the cooking times are going to be different depending on how strong your cooking equipment is. We have another question. Is there a place to look for suggestions of combinations for new drink options? I definitely check out our blog that we have on our website, and there's definitely a lot of recipes as well as flavor combinations that we have on there. the pumps left in the prepared water. Sorry, Yvonne, I'm gonna have to double check on with this with you. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by the prepared water. We'll get back to you on that one. Another question, I've heard the cooked boba lasts longer if you don't put it in the syrup all at one time. I don't believe that that is true. The boba should actually hold longer while it's sitting inside the and the sweetener. That's actually going to help insulate it from the elements and basically help prolong the shelf life. Any other questions that everybody might have? And if nobody else has any other questions, please email marketing with any of your other questions. And that's going to be marketing@carrotpackaging.com. Everybody for joining our webinar today.